Hello guys, Emmanuel from Geekception here and hope you are doing awesome today. Now today I shall be doing the comparison between the Mi A1 and ASUS Zenfone 3. Now I shall be comparing different things such as the display, the performance, the audio. Let's begin. And welcome back guys. Now thank you to everybody who left a comment for me to make this comparison video. Thank you so much for making this possible. Now let's start. Now starting off with the top of the device, the ASUS Zenfone 3 runs Android 7 with the Mi A1 also running Android 7.1.1. The UI running on the Zenfone 3 is Zen UI 3 customized by ASUS, while the Mi A1 runs stock Android. And picking between both of them, I would say it boils down to the preferences. For me, it would definitely be Zen UI because, you know, stock Android is kind of boring at this stage and I love the stuff that the Zen UI brings to the table. Picking a thought around both devices, they have both got 5.5-inch displays. Now, both are full HD display here, and on the Zenfone 3, it has a glass back which looks nice, but is a fingerprint magnet. Now on the Mi A1, it has a smooth aluminum build which feels pretty nice. Now personally, I like the Zenfone 3, but it is a pain to clean and you have to be really careful so it does not fall from your hand. If it falls from your hand, bye phone. When it comes to the display, I would go for the Zenfone 3 as it is more vibrant and has a better overall color. I mean, don't get me wrong, the display on the Mi A1 isn't bad. It's just that in my opinion, it is a dull display. Now also on the Zenfone 3, you have extra settings for the display such as display saturation and white balance which you can adjust, which if you go on to the Mi A1, you cannot find it here. So when it comes to display, definitely I would go with the Zenfone 3. And now moving on to audio, I ran a speaker test between the Mi A1 and Zenfone 3 here. Check it out. And on coming back from that test, in my own opinion, the Mi A1 sounded better. While the Zenfone 3 is less loud, you can enable outdoor modes to increase the volume by a little bit, even though there is some noticeable distortion. But as regards to audio though, I have to give it to the Mi A1. Number one, it's louder when it comes to the speaker, and number two, it has a headphone DAC inbuilt. So when you use high-powered earphones, it's actually really good on the Mi A1. Now, running on media consumption, for the display, I'll definitely say the Zenfone 3 is better. While when it comes to audio, definitely the Mi A1 is better. And moving on to the camera, the Mi A1 has dual cameras compared to the single camera on the Zenfone 3. Now thanks to that dual camera, there's a portrait mode which I love on the Mi A1. Now for a full camera test of both these devices that I compared both of them against each other only for camera, check out the link in the description down there below. And now moving on to performance, they both behave similarly. Now this is due to the fact that they both have the Snapdragon 625 as well as 4 gigs of RAM. Now apps open fairly quickly on both devices and multitasking is somewhat fluid as well. Now it will have to be a tie because both devices perform well in day-to-day activities and you cannot go wrong with either when it comes to performance. Gaming on both devices was okay, again with similar performances. Even in graphic intensive games, I had no issues both on the Mi A1 as well as on the Zenfone 3. On moving on to the battery life, this is where I started to see some differences. First up, the Mi A1 has a slightly bigger 3080 mAh battery compared to the 3000 mAh battery on the Zenfone 3. Now my daily usage includes using social media apps such as Facebook, Snapchat, Reddit, as well as music apps like Spotify and Google Play Music. And on average, I was getting a constant 6 hours of screen on time on the Zenfone 3. On the Mi A1, however, I was getting 3 to 5 hours of screen on time. Now this really surprised me because the Snapdragon 625 is known as a battery efficient processor, and on the Mi A1 I really wasn't getting the best of battery life. So when it comes to battery, definitely I give it to the Zenfone 3. When it comes to differentiation, the Mi A1 has that dual camera setup. Now this enables a standard telephoto mode as well as a portrait mode for taking photos with nice blurry background, which I quite love. Now the Zenfone 3 really has no feature to differentiate it except perhaps its glass design, but yes, the Mi A1 has that wonderful dual camera. Another thing that differentiates both devices is the price. Now while the Zenfone 3 is more than a year old, It still retails for anywhere between 1,200 and 1,500 Malaysian ringgit for both the 5.2 and 5.5 inch variants. Now the Mi A1 on the other hand is slightly cheaper at 1,099 ringgit, with discounts on some certain e-commerce websites. Moving on to similarities, and the major one would have to be the specifications. They both have the same processor as well as the same RAM size. They also have the fingerprint scanners on the back, though the one on the Zenfone 3 has a very weird rectangular design. And finally, coming to the conclusion, I noticed that I like different things about the devices in different ways. For example, I love the screen on the Zenfone 3, but I prefer the speakers and audio output from the Mi A1. I love the performances on both devices, but the Zenfone 3 has better battery life than the Mi A1. Now, software-wise, I also preferred Zen UI as opposed to stock Android on the Mi A1, which is quite limiting, I would say. Now, camera-wise, I love the dual camera setup on the Mi A1, mostly because of portrait mode. But overall, though, I still prefer the camera on the Zenfone 3. And that has been it for the comparison between the Mi A1 and the Zenfone 3. Now, personally, which one would I choose? Well, like I said in my conclusion, I like different parts of this phone. For example, like I really love the camera on the Mi A1, especially that portrait mode. I really love the portrait mode. When it comes to battery life, when it comes to general camera, both the front and back camera, when it comes to the feel in the hand and build quality, I would say I would prefer the Zenfone 3. So for me, while I do love the Mi A1, really, it's a really nice device, I'll definitely have to go for the 1-year-old Zenfone 3. This phone is still a good bargain. If you can get it for a good price, I'll definitely recommend the Zenfone 3 over the Mi A1. But if you love those amazing portrait shots, then go for the Mi A1. You would not go wrong there as well. Anyway, that's basically been it for this video. Thank you for everybody that left a comment requesting for this video. It's been a long time since I did a full comparison video, not just camera comparison, but the whole thing. So this took me like the whole day, like literally my whole Monday. So I hope you really enjoyed it. If you enjoy it, give it a big fat thumbs up. It helps me out. I like it. A thumbs down if there's anything you do not like. And you can also check out all the videos I've already made about the Mi A1 as well as the Zenfone 3 down there in the description below, so in case you want to find out more. And if this video is not enough for you, you still have questions, I'll be hanging out in the comment section below for a few hours after I upload this video. So leave a comment and I'll try to, get back to you. Anyways, that's basically been it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Have a fantastic week ahead. And I really love and, appreciate the fact that you're checking out this video. So please make sure you take care of yourself. And I'll catch you lovely, awesome, amazing person next time. Don't forget to be awesome. Bye.